Hello, quick video tutorial-ish kind of thing on how to make a longer track than 4 minutes. As you can see at the bottom here, I've got a 12-minute track. It takes 5 parts to make. This is done using a flow stitch n, which basically when you do stitch n and type in a number at the end, it takes stitch n5 for this particular one. It'll generate part 1 and a preserve trim and a handoff trim, so end minus 60 seconds, minus 60 seconds to the end, and then extend from the handoff and repeat that until it's finished the n amount of times that you need to make. But for this one, we'll do a manual one. I just pop over to ChatGPT so you can see what I've done in there. I have made an album image, sound prompts to use all the way through, and then 5, so part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. I'm useless at writing lyrics. They'd end up being just rubbish, probably less rubbish than what GPT is going to make, but we'll go with it. So we copy the first set of lyrics, and I'll just minimize that off the screen there for you guys. Here, and we would add the lyrics in and take the sound prompts. I'm just going to put advanced 100, lyrics 90%, weirdness down to somewhere low, just keep it straight, and I'm just going to put in a forced 4 minutes. And with this workflow, currently the best way to do it is with Fuzz 2. If you use Fuzz Raw or any other model, because the extension engine uses Fuzz 2, there's a noticeable change between the first part of the song and the second part of the song, and then the third, fourth, and fifth, and so on, all sound very similar. There isn't a noticeable change, cliff, drop off, or volume change because it's all run through the same model. So we'll run it through Fuzz 2. I prefer Fuzz 2 Raw, but we'll go through Fuzz 2. So we now have all of these, and we will hit generate. It'll take a couple of seconds to generate a song. Hopefully it takes all the lyrics and is roughly around about 4 minutes long. I'm not going to do any checking of the songs on this. I'm just going to show you how to slice it apart. So that's done.
This water looks like glass. You said just wait till we cut it in. Line our compass.
So let's turn it down a bit. So it's 3 minutes 56 long, so we want it to be 2 minutes 56. So it's from here. Yep, so it's got those, that's fine. So if we now go back and say, I'm not going to do this for them all, I'll just do it for that one, and then we'll go from there. So remix, trim. It says it's 3 minutes 55.6 seconds, so we copy that into this box. 3 minutes 55, and then we drop it back to 2 minutes 55.6. And it's a shame I can't rename it here. We'll trim it. And hopefully it drops the lyrics in the trim. I think it does. So we've got the trim there, and then we will also trim the song from 0 to 2 minutes 50 whatever, and just drag it all the way back and make sure we change that to 0 and trim. And that gives us the seamless transition point. And we'll rename this one EXT. I know later. Save. Come on. There we go. And we will rename this one Preserve. So if we look at the lyrics on the extension, it says almost turned, but the moment passed. So if I press play on that one, so it's given us the lyrics that we need there. So I will go into ChatGPT and grab my next set of lyrics, which are these, and close that. Select this one and extend. So extend after 30 seconds. So we've got a minute there. So if it leads in, it'll be about this much. And then the extension will carry on with this much. Take away the end. And this next set of lyrics starts with, but I held the rail a little too tight as the sun dipped left instead of right. So delete that bit, paste in the next set of lyrics, and make sure we have got the same settings. Lyrics 100, weirdness, I think I actually had it at 90 odd, didn't I? Find out. So 90% lyrics, 10% weirdness, 10% weirdness, 90% lyrics, plus 2, 4 minutes. Generate. And the reason I do a minute and split it halfway is just so that it's got a decent lead up of what the song sounded like before it started tailing off into an outro. Sometimes it might mess up and it will just cause a mess, but as you see, we've got the original 30 seconds coming in. So then it seamlessly just jumped across there. Didn't even hear it change. So we'll go along. So we're at 3 minutes 59. What lyrics do we have here? So here we looked, nothing came. It's close. So we will then trim this one. Again, because it's 3:59, we will go to 59.3. Trim. So we get another 1 minute. And rename that one as the extension. And I'm going to put ext2. And then this one, trim again, but this time from 0. Oh, is that the right one? Reserve this one, trim. 3 minutes 59.3 to 2 minutes 59.3 from 0. Trim it. There we go. And edit this one and call it reserve 2. Save it. Open this one up. So where did it say? It says we already passed the brink, and then it says end, which isn't right. Yeah, so it did tail out there then. So that's fine. So we can extend this one. Go get my part 3. And seeing as it's gone from like past the brink, we'll see what happens when I put in these lyrics, because there is a problem. Hopefully it'll just have that, it'll have the 30 seconds laid out and then start with these. Unless it's so loud. Because if I bring it back to there, it's not going to be enough context for it, I don't think. So we'll still go for the 30-second marker and see what happens. Worst it does is it makes a bit of gibberish, or it'll skip over these and then start here, which is fine. So just make sure we're dead on 30 seconds. Yep. Generate. Yeah, so as I thought, it's going to skip these bits. And get to about 30 odd seconds and it should jump to this one and start singing it, hopefully. So jump to about the minute's going to have this in it, and the 30-second handover should be at about "You Whispered" here. Alright, so that's fine, and that's a bit close again, but we'll work with that because it's doing okay. So that is now, where are we? Which one was it? Extension 2. Oh, EX2 extended, yeah, that's the one. So we will trim that one. $322.9 to $222.9. I'm not going to bother renaming them now because I think we'll be okay. No, I best rename them actually because I'll end up getting lost. And then trim this again to 2 minutes 29. Drag that all the way down, make sure it's 0. Trim. Trimmed. Right, so this was edit details 3. And this is the preserve. Press 3. Why? So then click on this one. What lyrics do we have? Compass crack needle stuck in skin. So that's fine. So we will extend, and I need to go from you whispered, no one ever reads the logs. So that. Oh. Copy. Paste. Not that. And make sure we're at 90%. I didn't do that on the last one, did I? It's fine. Oh no, 100% on this. 90%. And it's, I did it all because I forgot to do that, but it's fine. It still works. So this will be part 4. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And then we've got part 1 preserve, part 2 preserve, part 3 preserve. Trim. In fact, no, we best listen to it first to make sure it's okay. So we've hit the 30-second mark. We might lose this. It may start there. So here it's semi-screwed me over. Because again, it's got to the end of the lyrics. But again, we'll work with it. Whatever it's doing, it's doing. You can do this with any of your songs. And you can join other songs together as well. But that can get a bit messy because you've got to make sure you're lining them up and making them similar, which is sometimes difficult. So we're going to 59.3. Trim. Still wish there was a naming box. Maybe if we say that enough times in the video, they'll add it so we can name the things as we're saving them. So I'm not having to go and edit and not waste time, but just losing track of where I'm going while I'm doing it. No, because I said edit, right? Remix trim, and that will be 0 to load. There we go. 259 and 3. I almost just hit trim then, that would have been annoying. 0. And then we're on to the final part. So we will rename this one extension 4, save, and rename this one edit. Where are you? Press 4. And then we take this one, remix trim. No, not trim it. Remix extend. Once you've done this as well, once you join them all together, it's what's the word? Destructive. And also you can't edit any of these, like change the lyrics or sound prompts, because it'll just mutilate the rest of the song. They won't match up, they won't line up, so you have to use it as is. So where are we with this one then? I was hoping that that would have been in the 30-second where it said that's. For some God knows reason why, even though it says that's, decided they were going to say that. So I dreamed of docs, pasted that in. "30 seconds, generate." Hopefully that's not too loud and you can actually hear me over it. Then this is the final part, so we will, where's the button? Give me the button. Make the song. Start doing it. There we go. And we'll edit this one. Well, listen to it first, I suppose. Get to 30-ish seconds. But what did we actually skip there? So we just got a small lead in to the next part. And it ends nicely at 3 minutes 59. So we go back to this one and we will name this final. So ending. And then this is where the magic happens. So we take preserve 1. Effect first. Please can you join the following song into a single song with 0.001 minimal Minimal crossfade. Seamless. Part 1. Preserve. Copy link. Part 2. Preserve. Part 3. Preserve. Part 4. Is it the preserve? Oh, yeah, preserve. Let's just check that that was the preserve for part 3. Yep. Part 4. Preserve. And part 5. The final. Set the title as Sinking Sorrows. Oh no, what was it called? What did it call it? Ghost Wake. No, Sinking Sorrows. Ghost Wake. We'll call the band Sinking Sorrows. Image provided. Image. Oh, album. Cover. And it should apply audio effects, which is join 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sometimes it shows you what it's doing, sometimes it doesn't. I think they've decided to not put it on screen anymore, because it used to pop up in this box. And I'm not modifying anything on the website, apart from this. The only other problem with this, when you stitch the songs, the lyrics become absolute whack, because you've only got 3,000 characters to go with, and it doesn't know how to put them together. So it's called it Sinking Sorrows Ghost Wake. It's applied the audio effects. It's stitched it all together. It's telling me it's updating the title, but it's already set the title. And it's set the image. There we go. So they've been seamlessly merged. If I press play, it should be about 12 minutes long. 15 minutes long. So if I roughly. So yeah, just heard the click there, I think. But anyway, that should be seamless now. So I will now go and download the WAV file. And I will upload that to YouTube so you can listen to it. Because I'm not going to make you sit and listen to the full 15 minutes now if you don't want to. It will be there in the next hour or so. There we go, done. And just for you to see, my flows are /stitch 3, which will do 3 parts, and I'll just do instrumental dance hall glitch crash out. Hopefully it just does instrumental. It might hallucinate lyrics, but this is what it's going to do. So it's basically Stitch 3, Glitch 5, Crash Out, Mood, Plan, It's gonna write A, lyrics, minimal, maybe vocal cues only, part A, full track, trim, preserve, start, end, extend A, trim into B, extend, part A, going on, oh, and then going to C, handoff. Now, this is where a little bit of a trouble. It'll go C, handoff, and it might join preserve A, preserve B, and C, handoff. Alright, so it's done minimal lyrics for us, which also might become a problem because it won't take these last little bits. For some strange reason, it's in the instructions, take the last bits of the lyrics, use them, and it just goes, nah, I'll just write some new ones. So while it's generating, we'll just listen to see where it came up with. And hopefully you can still hear me. I'll turn it down a little bit. So it's now trimming. So I've got the preserve and the handoff. And for some strange reason it stopped. It didn't used to do this. Continue with the flow. Hopefully it understands that it should be going onto the handoff. The stitch 3 we were doing. Copy a link. Here's the from part 1. I think it's because they've changed it to this fast and standard mode. Because it did used to work okay when it was the just forced GPT 4.1 and worked much better when you were able to change it. But now we're back to being forced onto whichever dude this is, and this dude is useless. Unless they've got something in there that says you can't do recursion, which is fine. I'll just have to rework the flows. So in this next section, yeah. Now, because it broke scope on this one, it's now probably just going to eat away credits speaking to me. Or error out. See what happens if I say crack on. Yeah, there we go. That's just updated as well. That last song cost me 14 credits, roughly 2 cents. Which project or flow do you want to dive into? Give me a topic. I have just done so. And this is how I know who I'm talking to. It's got amnesia, it's obtuse, and it does not follow instruction. There's only one model that does that. That recurses like a bastard. Shouldn't have swore. How far am I in the video? 34 minutes. Oh, shoot. Right, it's taking a bit long. We'll try one more time. Stitch 3. It's going to say, I've got the handoff. Brilliant. I'll do it. And then not do it. Or it'll just blank me. And that's coming soon. Bad. Submit feedback. Producer force model is lossy. Oh, well, I take it back. It almost made me crash out. So where are we going from here then? It's given me the lyrics for the trim, but it won't have used these at the start of, and I'd be surprised if it did. And if it goes straight from this into the preserve and the trim, and then the second step, the third step, and then stitches them, I will be happier. But currently, the fact that it just stopped and then went, oh, what do you want me to do? This. Oh, I'll do it. Well, go on then. I'm ready. What do you want me to do? Do this. Doing but not doing. Started to do. Just make sure my computer's not bugging. So it did. Extended. Are we going to trim? I mean, it's saying it's not doing anything anymore, but it's trying. Didn't click anything now. Didn't say anything to it, just in case it is trimming it. And while it's doing it, I can check songs. And hopefully that's updated. So we've got the extension. And it did do the trims and the preserves, right? Okay, part B. Audio's ready for C. So, part C, then stitch preserves to full part C. You can change the sound prompts. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it causes it to go into panic mode, because if the first part was orchestral and you change the sound prompts, you're kind of telling it that what it's hearing in the first part is orchestral. So when it's trying to make orchestral, it'll just carry on kind of with what came before. You'd have to do a split sound prompt, and I cannot get that to work at the minute. That's going advanced and using the times. They don't seem to work at all. And adding vibes with times definitely doesn't work. For me, anyway, on my account. There's weird things happen with my account while I'm on the video. Yep. So, yep, we've done it again, haven't we? Roll forward, part C, blah, blah, blah. Jump. It's asking a question. Sonic twist. No. Push the story forward, build the extension from the end. Meh, we'll see what it comes up with. Which I didn't check, did I? So part 1 extension, crash out, no more flight left, crash out. And if we go in here, part 5, crash out, no more fight left, crash out, done with this out. Okay. You have surprised me, because it's never done that before. Only because it's on the video, and I got annoyed. It must know. But has it? It's extended as well, because sometimes it would run cover on that, which isn't what I'd asked. So we've got crash out part C, part B, preserves from part A, part B are trimmed and ready. Part C's extension is generated to join up part A, preserve, part B, preserve, part C to finish flow. Do you want me to stitch the audio behind the scenes? You have the tools. You know this. While we're waiting for this, I will go into stitch 3 and show you that one. Stitch 3, Part A, write lyrics, generate A audio, trim, preserve, handoff. Then Part B, inherit A's last 60 seconds, seed audio, handoff. Seed lyrics window with the lyrics for 30 seconds, handoff. Available, else use any relevant slice. So it's if it can't find lyrics within that, then it'll find the closest lyrics that it can. It didn't need to. Extend, user if extend, blah, blah, output lyrics, blah, trim, extend, blah, blah, part C, take, extend it, fully extend it, C, handoff, and I then return the URLs, preserve B8, M4A, verify handoffs, and that is, yeah, okay, that's my bad. That's the one where I do it externally. And I'll fetch the audio for part B, preserve part C. I only gave the handoff segment, not the part A. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this. So share A. B. And C. No, that's an A. C. I was gonna say it can't find B. Unless it's smart enough and it splits that. And again with this one, I'm not gonna, because it's been what, nearly an hour already? 42 minutes. Can't believe it's taken this long. So that should be the full trilogy, and it should be roughly 12 minutes. 8 minutes. So I will quality check that later on and upload it. And then I'll just go through one more with you, seeing as we might as well round it out a bit. So I've done Stitch N. I could just already Stitch N actually, but that takes the mic sometimes. Make 3, add to drift, jibber flop, cover fix. I could do that one, but I might get demonetized for that because sometimes it says some pretty bad words. Stitch N2, so that's just a variation of Stitch N. It's a better one probably. That was my original one, Stitchy. Make 3, create album song, prompt, stream playlist. Make a car crash. No, I ain't got any of that really beneficial to use. I'll go through this one here instead. So what I've done here is take a Spotify playlist, given it, told it to make 10 cheeky songs based off a song with about puppies. It decided there are 10 songs that we could make. Then I said, run them all, and it went, okay, here, have them. Where's it gone? Yeah. Made 10 songs, stuck them all in a playlist which I called Metal Pack Chutai. Then I gave it the link to another playlist. It realised who the artist was, and yeah, basically it gave it the name, and it decided to make me 9 songs. I told it it's great, please make me more, using 9 more songs about gods, fictional gods, and then a song with the not rules, but flow of EMC squared, conservation of energy, gravity, suction, I can't spell, evaporation, implosion, black hole, supernova, cyclical quantum entanglement, entanglement. And it went ahead and did the 9 songs. Well, 10. No, 9, because it did the N epilogue. And then this is where it made the playlist, well, added to the playlist. And then it says it didn't run the stitch N5, so it's like, yeah, sure, you didn't. I didn't do it. It says you were trimming handoffs, preserves, because it got it wrong. And it says exactly I should have been doing it this way, and then it says you can't do it in pieces, and it's like, yeah, sure, spot on. And then I just decided to give up and said, yeah, and then it did part one. And then asked me, is it okay? And I says, do it, and it's like part one, and then lost them. And I'm like, but then it tried and did part two, just made a brand new part two for no reason. So I was like, that's not an extension. And then it argued a little bit more about what we're gonna do, and I'm like, yeah, okay, go from part one. It's like, sure, let's do that. And I had to then give it the part one because it didn't think it existed. Which then it went, yeah, okay, I can do that, and then extended from 0. That's not an extension, but the flow says to extend from 30, so I had to remind it. Did you trim? I asked trim 1 minute or 30 seconds, and it's like, I trimmed from 0. I'm like, yeah, but that's not an extension. It's like, yeah, sure, but your flow says 30 seconds, so it knows. But at this point, we're already deep in context, and it's just lost its mind. It don't know where any of the stuff is anymore because it's polluted, I would suspect, and also probably with how I speak to it. So I said, try again. It's your last attempt. It tried. It did part twos, and I'd said that's fine. So then it did part twos. And for some reason I asked it for part 4 and it says, alright, I'll do part 3s. I think maybe there's some messages missing here. So I had to argue with it a little bit, and then because it thought it was going to do it and it didn't, and then I had to tell it to do it, and then it failed again, so I had to manually do it, and then hand it back to it. This is why sometimes the flows are useless for this anyway. They work better if it's just a one shot and done. So then I did the part 4s, part 5s, and stitches to make a 12-minute long song, which ended up being chaos because this one didn't particularly do the correct lyrics. So it ended up being gibberish around about the middle marker. But otherwise, it's still a decent song. If you can work your way around it, it's a good way to work. And that last one, so that was 14 credits for 3 tracks with minimal arguing and all the trims. And then this one, because I had to nurse it through a little bit, even though it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs and a stitch, it came into 53 credits, 0.21 hours at 7 cents. So if I was to sell that single, 7 cents, and I've made my money back. So I could easily sell it for 1 cent, 1 cent, a penny. Probably paid 20 cents for it. Get 3 people that bought it because they're like, what's this? Happy days, made some money. I doubt it'd happen, but I'm gonna try. Why not? Stick them all on DistroKid and see what happens. Anyway, that's rounded as round to 49 minutes, nearly 50 minutes. Sorry it's taken so long, but as you can see, sometimes the generations are a bit buggy. And if there's anything else on these flows you'd like to know on how to build them or custom instructions, then just let me know, because these can be quite fun as well. Right, I shall catch you guys later. Have fun making music. I should have probably played some in the background while I was waffling, but hey, have a good one and see you next time.